Hi there, this is Ben from Free Church Websites, and this is a video overview tutorial, just a demo of creating a church website with Free Church Websites. I've already gone in and picked my theme, and I've picked community. I've been in and I've set up our website, and it's called Grace Baptist Church. So I want to show you how do you get from this point and populate this site with your content, your images, and make it how you want it to be. So this is what it looks like. We're going to go into the dashboard, and just to start off, we're going to go to the settings. So we're going to go down here to settings, general. So here you're going to see the site title. I chose Grace Baptist Church. This is my fictional church that I made up. Your tagline is going to be just a short statement about who you are. You're going to want to do this. What I've done is I have put together a Google Doc where I've just gone through each section and just written the text that I'm going to want to put onto the website. Before you start actually editing the website, it makes it a lot easier. So as you can see, I've got this headline here, so I'm just going to grab that, copy that, and put it into the tagline. Alright, so the email address, this is fine. This is not a real one, but you would have your real email address in here because we will be contacting you through that email address. The site language, and then you can set your time zone, so wherever you are in the world. Here you can set the date format. You can do just this, or you can do an American style where the month is first, or you can do an English style, which is where I'm from, England, where you can see the date first. Alright, so now we're going to save the changes. The next step we're going to do is we're going to look at the customizer. If you look up here, you'll see a paintbrush and customize. This is a very important section. It allows you to look at all of the global settings of your website. So what I'm going to focus on to start with is this. I want to change this logo to our church logo. So I'm going to come down here to navigation, main navigation, and here is where we're going to replace the logos. You want to make sure that you have a good logo dark and logo light. So I'm going to select those images. What you can do is literally just grab them, drag and drop them in there. So first I'm going to pick the logo dark, select that. And then I'm going to select the logo light. And there it is. Grace Baptist Church. Down here you can change the logo width if you want it to be a little smaller or larger. I like it like that. And the rest of these things I would recommend you just leave alone. Publish it to make sure that these settings are going to be saved. So next we're going to look at this preloader, and I'm just going to turn that off. You can keep the preloader if you like it. You can put in your own little image or letter to just pop up there, or logo, but I'm going to turn that off. And next we are going to go down and look at how to put some media in. So we're going to publish that. Alright, you kind of saw this in action, but if you go to your media tab, this is where you're going to see all of the images and logos. But you also can have MP3s and for audio, and then videos. So this theme comes with a video header, and you're going to see this is where you would come if you want to drag and drop any images, videos, or audio. So I've got 5 images here that I've selected, and I want to add them into my media file so I can use them on the website. So I'm going to grab these and drop them in. I'm just going to show you the other way to do it. You can select the files like this. Desktop. Open. And they'll load into your backend. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to edit our front page. You're going to go to Pages, scroll down till you find Home, and if you're having a hard time finding where Home is, you can search in this bar up here, Home, search Pages, and you're going to find it right at the top. Click on that, and that will take you into the editor for the page. Now this is pretty easy to use, but some people might kind of stumble on where to find things. So I've got a little bit of a plan. I've already looked at this header area and I've decided what I want to do. I want to get rid of this. This I want to change to our church name. And this I want to make a subheading. See how I did that? You literally just click onto the box. This is called a block. Click in the block and then edit it. And as you go along, if you want to see how things are progressing, you just go to this preview here, open link in a new tab. Alright, I want that text to be a bit smaller. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Over here, we're going to click on this block and then come to the right hand side. You're going to see text settings. And right now it says large, so I want it to be medium type. And because that's a little too small, I'm just going to customize it to this size 24. And that should be just about right. Update. Okay. Now, because I've changed kind of how I structured this top part, I'm actually going to get rid of this block. So the way that you get rid of a block is you click on the block, and you come to this line of bubbles, and you click on that and you'll see remove block. Now how you got to look at this is in the blocks that we're editing are on top of this main block, which is called the AWB block. And that's what is the background. And these text blocks are in the foreground. So I'm also going to get rid of this block. Say remove. Now the contact page, this contact button, you click on it and you'll see that it is already clicking to the contact us page. So that's how I want it. So I'm going to leave that as it is. And if you want to change the styling of the button or the colors, you can do it here. but I want to leave it as it is. Now here, this is a video play button. So I have selected a YouTube video of worship time that I'd like to put in there. So I'm going to do that. And when I refresh it, it's already looking a lot more like how I want it to look. Next, we're going to look at this background. If you like that video header, go for it. You can switch it out to a different video if you want to. Just be aware that if you're going to use a YouTube URL or something like that, make sure it's not monetized, that you're going to have ads popping up on your website. I'm going to go with an image, and I'm going to select an image that I've just uploaded. I like this one. And there we go, that's in the background. Now we're going to take a look at that and see if you can read the text well. And that's looking really nice. I feel like you can read the text well. So now coming down here, I'm going to look at a few more things. We have this section which switches out these words, which is nice. I'm going to look at what we want to do with that. Okay, so it says we are the body of Christ, meeting in and then it has different sections. I really like that exactly how it is, so I'm going to leave that. But this section, I want to change this image, and I want to put in some different text and get rid of this video button because we already have a play button. So I'm going to leave it saying who we are, and I've got some text here that I've put together. So this top subtitle is going to say a local church with a global vision. And this section copy and paste this. As you can see, it makes it a lot easier if you've already thought this out ahead of time, so you're not typing it in and trying to figure it out as you go along. Alright, so this button is kind of random because we already have one up here, so I'm going to get rid of that. Now, I want to change this image. So I clicked on this, and now I see it says column, background, image. Scroll down to remove image. And then select image. And let's take a look at that. Alright. Looking nice. Alright, now this next section is the same deal. I'm going to leave it as our vision. I'm going to take this text. Now we come down to this section where it says our church is, and these things. And what I want to do with this is reinforce this idea: reach, baptize, and disciple. So I'm going to change this to our mission is to reach, baptize, disciple. How do I do that? So this is going to take a tiny bit of HTML. Where it says our church is, just highlight that, just that text, change that to what you want. Our mission is to. And then you're going to look and you're going to see where the words are: small group, Bible study, and discipleship. You're going to switch these out to reach, baptize, disciple. Update, and then let's look at how that looks. So next we come down to this testimonial section, and what we're going to do is switch out the names, and if you want to put your images in of these people, you just click on here and choose a different square image. We'll leave this as it is. So this first person is going to be Nadia. Second person is going to be Jeff. And this last one is going to be Pastor Kevin. So you can have a little mention of a few people that go to the church, and then something that the pastor would like to say. It's a great way of just having people connect on your website with your congregation. Update that, and then we'll take a look at that. Nice. So the next section down here is called Get Involved. Explore our church ministries here. We want to be a community that values people of all ages. So as you hover over, you're going to see what each of these images click to. Youth, lead pastor, children, serve, small groups, and sermons. So I'm going to leave this alone for now, because all of this we're going to change when we get to the gallery section. Latest from the blog. This is going to be a carousel where it's going to roll through all of your latest posts. This is so visual. This is why you really want to make sure that you have a featured image for each blog post, because it will show here and look really nice. So let's just change the text here. Show you how to do that. I'm going to scroll down from this part. Okay. So read up on the latest news from the community. Change this to Grace Baptist Church. And then we'll leave this one alone. But we will punctuate. All right, update. Now we're going to come down to contact info. We'll leave this text alone, but you want to make sure that you put your address, your phone number, your email, your fax, and I have put together this right here just to make this quick. Just put this in there. And oh dear, the text isn't the right color. So I'll show you what you need to do for that. So you're going to select the block you need. You're going to come over here and you're going to see that it's a paragraph block. Here are the text settings. You want normal size. Color settings, where you would set the color. You don't want to do anything with background color because we want this to shine through. So we want to change the text color to white. And then this fax has somehow made its own block. So we are going to put it into this block. And as you can see, it just changed to white because it's in the same block as we change the color settings. And that is the end of the home page. So if we update that and take a look, this is looking good. Click this, you're going to see a video pop up. If you click this, it's going to pop you to the Contact Us page, and that's what we're going to tackle next. And scroll down to Contact Us. Alright, let's tackle this map first. This is a map, Google Maps block. So you click on the block, and over here you're going to see different options. Leave all that alone. This is what you want to do. You want to get your church address as a marker in here. So I've got the address right here. You know this is a fictional address. Should work. Make sure that underneath here where it says center map, that you center it on the city that you want there to be a marker towards your church. So to make sure that it shows you the right place on the map. You can change the map style if you want to. So you change it to bright. And then over here, contact information, you can leave this alone. Let's put in our information for our church here. Just click on the block, highlight it, delete it. Oh look, I accidentally deleted the block. What am I going to do now? Well, make a new block. Paragraph. Copy and paste it. And there you have it. Alright, so then it says service times and hours. This is where you can let people know if somebody's looking online to find out when does your church meet. Here you can put in your information and your office hours so they know when they can call you. And service times. So get rid of this, paste in our office hours. This is a form, and I will go over that in the section on forms. Let's take a look. And there we are. Looking good. Now we're going to do some drafting. All the pages that we provide you with are live right away. So you probably don't want every single one of them to be live. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of these pages and set each page that I don't want to be immediately accessed to draft. So here, because I've not set up my cart yet, I'm going to draft this page. I'm going to quick edit, status, draft, update. So that's how you do an individual page. But if you want to do this for multiple pages, what you can do is go through and click this. Click all the pages that you want to be drafted. And a draft just means that it's not going to be live on your website right away. Okay, now we're going to come up to here, bulk actions, and say edit. And we are going to change all of these to draft, update, and now only the ones that we want to be right away accessible on the web will be available. So now the next thing we need to look at is posts. A post is where you're going to manage your blog. So if you click all posts, you're going to see the demo posts that we've put together for your site. The easiest thing to do is to click on one of these and then switch out the content in these blocks and switch out the images and switch out the featured image over here, and then you have the format already in place for you for your blog posts. That's one option. The other option, if we go back to posts, is to add a new post. Start from scratch. That's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to make a new post. It's going to be called Ben's Update. So this is my first text box, and now I want to add an image. So I'm going to click this plus icon, and I'm going to go down to image. If you don't see what image in this top section, you can search for it. Image. And then you can find the image you want, either uploading it or selecting it from the images that you have. I'm going to take this one. Alright, so, I wanted the image to be underneath. How am I going to do that? Come here, you'll see a little arrow. You can either click this to move it down, or you can drag it underneath. In this case, easier just to move it down, and then the text goes on the top. So I want to do some more text in here, so I'm going to click the block. And now I want to have a quote which says something big. So I'm going to say trust in God. If I could type today. And I don't want this to be a paragraph block. I want it to be a quote. So I'm going to look at that. And who said that? Benjamin Tag said that. Okay. I'm going to publish this and then take a look at it. And then I'll see if I like that quote. There we go. So it's got the date. And I don't really like that quote style, so I'm going to show you another one. It's called pull quote. We're going to change this block. If you go down to pull quote, it's going to put it like that. And that's a lot nicer. Another thing I forgot to mention, and if you want to change the color of the pull quote, you can do that. One thing I forgot to mention is that it's important to put your blog in a category. So right now we have these categories, but you might want to make a new category which is about Ben's adventures. There we go, add the new category. Take off uncategorized. And it's very important that you have a featured image. So I'm just going to select that same image. Here we go. See, the featured image makes an image there and an image at the top there. Even though this looks a bit strange now, but this is just to show you the format of how this all works. So as I said, if you want to just have a nice blog format, we've already got that in there. So you might want to just go to the posts and click on one and just edit. The other thing you can do is you can clone one. If you really liked the format of one, but you wanted to keep it, you can press clone. So I like this one, so I'm going to clone it. Press clone, and you'll see it drafted up here. And you still have the original, which is live. And then you can come up here and change this drafted one to whatever you want, and you can keep the same format that you had for the other post. It's nice. Okay, now we are going to look at how to set up a sermon. So we're going to go back into the back end, go to sermons. Alright, so we've set up 3 dummy sermons for you. And you can go in and edit these and change things up. So what we're going to do first is we're going to add a speaker. So I am going to add Pastor Kevin. To the speaker list. You don't need to put a description in, but you can if you want. You can add an image if you want. Let's just do that. Now I've got a nice little square image of him right here. And I'm going to write with a title, Pastor Kevin. Okay, there he is. I'm going to add him to the list. And these 2 people don't exist at my church, so I'm going to delete them. So here he is. Alright, so then we are going to come up and put add sermon. Okay, so the sermon title is about God's grace. You have to put a title in. And the sermon date is going to be over here. Where it says publish, that is where you are going to set the date. So let's just say you're publishing it today, but you're actually, the sermon was actually on November 23rd. That's the date that you want to put so that people know when the sermon was. That's how the sermons are going to be ordered in the system. Alright, so then here you can put an image if you want, text, bullet points, something about the sermon to describe to people what it's going to be about. And I just grabbed this from Wikipedia. This is the definition of grace by Wikipedia. And we're going to have that. That's going to be good, just so you can see some text in there. Then we're going to come down and you have some options for video. Either you can use a YouTube video or a Vimeo video. I'll say this. A lot of churches don't have video, and don't fear, you don't need to put a video into these, because a lot of churches are only going to use this feature here, the audio. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to put a video in there, because I can. So I'm going to grab this one. This is one that I pre-selected and wrote down the URL. I'm going to copy that and paste it in. Okay. Audio, you're either going to choose a URL from SoundCloud or you're going to put an MP3 in. And if you look down, there are some MP3 files in your media library, and what you would do is upload the MP3 file into this library, and you'd do this, you'd select it, and there it comes in there, and that will show up as a play bar on your sermon. So then you're going to come over here and choose who is speaking the sermon, and I'm going to click Pastor Kevin because he's the only speaker we have. You can add a topic, and I am going to write grace as the topic. I'm going to add that as a topic, and then series. Is this sermon part of a prolonged series where you're covering a specific vein for a long time, or is this just a standalone sermon? So we're going to add a new series. The series is the attributes of God. And then you want to make sure you have an image in there, because if you don't, it will look a bit weird on the front end. So we're going to go in here and choose a nice image for God's grace. It's Bible. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to publish that. And let's have a look at it. Alright, so here you can see the main featured image is coming up here with God's Grace title in front of it. The video comes up at the top. You'll see the date here that the sermon was preached, the series, the topic, and this is the audio part, and this is the description. So if you didn't put a video in, it would just say the title, the audio, and then have the description. And then you can go to all sermons and see a list of all the other sermons that we have. So if you wanted to come in and search for a certain topic or a certain sermon, you can come into here. Let's search for the series, The Attributes of God. And this is the only one in the series, so it filtered it out, found it. Great. Now I'm going to show you how to change how this looks here, this picture. So let's say you want to switch out this to a different image. We're going to come into Advanced Sermons here and go to the General Settings. If you click the Design, then you can come down and it says Default Background Image. And we've put this image in there, this one. But you can change it if you want. So let's just say I don't want that one in there. I want a little bit different image. I like this one. Always save the changes whenever you make a change to any settings, so that you know it goes into effect. And when we refresh this, you'll see that this image is coming in there nicely. So that's all you need to do to add a sermon. Next, we are going to learn all about events. Click to the Events tab, and again you'll see that we've put in some events which you can delete. I'll show you how to delete them. Let's see, I want to delete these two. Come up to Bulk Actions, go Move to Trash, and then apply that. And those two events will be deleted. Before we get into doing an event, I'm going to have you come to the side panel here, and we're going to click Venues. So, as you can see, we've got Community Church as a venue, and I'm going to trash that because my events are not at this venue, because it doesn't exist. So I'm going to add a new venue. And I'm going to call this Grace Baptist Church. Okay, then again, you can describe the venue if you want to. I think that's a good idea. I'm not going to do that right now. But we're going to put the address in. And the reason why we are doing this is because from this point on, this information will be saved as a venue, and most of your events are going to be at this venue, so it will save you a lot of time. You can just click this venue when you set up a new event. Alright, and then once you have done that, you can set a featured image if you like if you have a good picture of your church, but that's not necessary, so I'm just going to leave that alone. Publish that as a venue, and we're going to add a new event. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a Bible study event. Jesus in Scripture Bible Study. Put the title in, and as you can see, this is working pretty much in exactly the same way as sermons, so we're not learning a lot of new stuff here. So you can bring this in. You want to write a description of what the event is going to be, going to be in the event. You can put an image in here if you want to. Let's choose a time and a date. We're going to say that it's this Saturday. It's the evening. 6:30 to 8. And it's not an all-day event. Here you have the option of scheduling multiple events if you want to. You can make it something that recurs. You can then, because you've already put in the venue, you can just go click this. Or if you didn't have a venue, you can create a venue. Let's just say you were doing an event at Starbucks. You can write Starbucks. And then put all the information in. Okay, organizer. We've put this person called Pastor John, who's fictional. You can put him in, or you can have no organizer. Doesn't matter. You want to put an event website, which maybe clicks. You could have it go to a registration form or something on your website or off your website. You want to choose what your event is going to cost and what currency symbol you're going to use. This event is free, so I'm just going to write free. Alright, now we're going to come over here. This is quite important. You want to have a featured image. So we're going to have an image of people studying the Bible. Okay, here we go. Alright, so then coming up to event options. This is if you want it to be hidden from the event listings. This is if you want it to stick in the month view. You want it to stick in there even if they change month. And this is if it's a special event that you want to be highlighted. So we're going to make it a special event so you can see how that looks. You can have categories for your event. So the category could be Bible study. And you can have tags for your event, Bible. So make sure you save the draft, and then once you've done that, you can preview it and take a look. Here it is. You have the title, the date, time, price, description. People can add it to their calendar, and the details. Looks good, so I'm going to publish that, and then I'll show you what it looks in the calendar. Now you come up to view event. All events. And here it is. Because we made it a featured event, it is standing out a little bit. And it looks really good. And this is how it looks in the month view. It's a little smaller, so it's not as emphasized. But when you hover over it, you can see it popping up. So that's how to add an event and configure events. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make a form. Go down to Forms. As you can see, there are two forms in here that we've already made that work with your website. But you might want to add a new form or change up this form. So what you're going to do is add new. You're going to make a form title. We're going to make one which is a prayer request form. Tell us what you need prayer for. Create form. Okay. So this kind of tells you what you need to be doing in here. you're going to go to advanced fields and put name in, first and last name, and then standard fields and put paragraph text. So because what we want people to do is put their name in and then what their prayer request is. It's very simple. So in the name, you're going to come in and choose how you want the appearance to look. So we want the first and last name. Field label is name. And the appearance is we want a placeholder in here so that people know where to write different things. First name, last name. And we want the field label to be hidden, because all you're going to see is a box with first name and a box with last name. And then the sub-label also we want to be hidden, so there's nothing underneath either. Come back to general, you're going to choose if this is required, and we're not going to make it required because you can put a prayer request in that's anonymous. Okay, so we'll save those. Now come down to this one, and we're going to title this prayer request. But again, we're going to make this required because there has to be a prayer request in the form, otherwise it's pointless. In the appearance, we're going to make the placeholder prayer request, and we're going to make the label invisible. And if you wanted to, you could make the maximum characters 100 so that you don't have someone writing a huge prayer request listing everything they need prayer for. But you can, if you want people to have the ability to do that, then don't have any maximum characters. And update that, and then you can have a preview to see what it's going to look like. And then you can put it anywhere you want to on your website. So how would you do that? Good question. So let's just put it on a page. So we're going to open up the home page, say add block, and write forms. And you're going to see this little logo here. Click on that, and then it's going to give you a drop down menu to select the form. You're going to click prayer request, update, and have a look. And here is the form. So someone can type in first name, last name if they want to, and then type in their prayer request, submit it, and you'll get an email with their prayer request. Okay, next we are going to look at comments. So whenever you write a post, people can comment on your post. But you don't want everybody to just be able to comment whatever they want and it just pops up on your site. So we have this set to, you must approve all comments before they will be on your site. So I've gone ahead and put in a comment. So if you view the post, you're going to look down and see, oh, are there any comments down here? No, because that's what the public sees, no comment. This might be a good comment that you want to be there. So you want to look on your list and read it and see if that's something that you want to be on there. And then if you do approve of it, you would click approve. If you don't approve of it, you would either put it in the spam or the trash. So one thing that you've got to watch out for is that There are a lot of spammers out there that send spam comments to every website they can find. Just make sure that you are carefully going through and approving only the comments that are good. You can actually then you can approve it and then reply to it. And you can just type reply, and that will pop up on your website. Let's have a look. There's Ben's comment, and there's your response to it. You can have a conversation with the people that are coming to your website. Okay, now we are going to learn about how to use the give functionality. So if you click on donations, you can see that we've made a form here, give online. So let's have a look at the page right now. So this is what it will look like. Let's just go through the settings first. So what you want to do is first go to General, and you're going to see that you have to set a page for each of these situations: success, failed, and a donation history page. In the drop down, you can see that I've already set these. We've already got these made for you. I'll show you what they look like. This is donation confirmation. Your payment went through, thank you for giving, and all that. And what you want to do is change, because right now it says thank you for giving to Community Church. So you're going to want to go into that page and edit this text block and make it say your church name. Donation confirmation, donation failed, donation history. You'll find these pages in the Pages tab. And as you can remember, we went through and drafted a lot of things at the beginning. So what I'm going to do now is actually undraft these, show you how to do it. Click these three and do a bulk action of edit. And you are going to change the status to published, then update. And now you can see that they are all published. So that's the first section. You're going to put in your base country, United States, that's what my church is. And then my base state is Missouri. And then make sure you always save the changes when you're done. Alright, so now we're going to go to the currency. If you're in a different country, make sure it's set to the right currency. I'm going to say US dollars. You can change the position of the currency. Okay, now we're going to go to payment gateways. This can get a little tricky. I'll show you how to do it. Alright, gateways. You are going to decide which gateways you want to be available on your website and enable them, and then which is going to be the default. So you have test donation for testing purposes, offline donation, Stripe and PayPal are ways that people can give online. So this is very crucial. You can't miss this. So I want Stripe credit card to be the default, so I'm going to click that one. Save the changes, and then we'll get this set up. PayPal standard. I'm going to put in my email address. And all of these are fine. If you're a non-profit, which most churches should be, you will be able to click donation here. And if you are not, then you'll put standard transaction. Invoice ID prefix. This is what's going to show up on somebody's invoice or in their credit card statement. So you want to have your church name and then give. So that's all set. Offline donations is next. This is where somebody will be able to know how to have the information. So if they want to give to you offline, so make a check payable to site name. Well, that's fine. Leave that as it is. On the memo line of this check, put this. Mail your check to offline mailing address. Now, you could just type in your mailing address here and delete this, but I'm going to show you how to do it so that this just automatically gets filled in when we get to the email section. So we'll leave that as it is for now. Save the changes. Now we're going to integrate Stripe. So there's a button here which says connect Stripe to your website, and this, I already did this, but you'd click the button and then it would take you to sign into Stripe, and then it would say connected. But this is not the end of the road for this section. You actually have to do something called a webhook into your Stripe account. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It says in order for Stripe to function properly, you must configure your Stripe webhooks. So you go to your account dashboard and then add a new webhook endpoint to the following URL. So you're going to copy this and then go to your dashboard. On the left hand side, go click developers and then webhooks. Here you can click the button saying add endpoint, and then you're going to paste that in. Version you can leave right the same. Then it says events to send, and you're going to want to click on this link which says receive all events, and then add endpoint. Now you're going to decide what you want your statement descriptor to say. It's the text that appears on your donor's bank statement. So we are going to say Grace Baptist Church. You can collect billing details if you need to. That's up to what you need. Probably should, to make sure that you can give credit tax for a tax statement. Credit card fields. Choose between single field or multi-field. And Stripe checkout. This option will enable Stripe's modal checkout rather than the default credit card field, so we're going to leave that alone. Save the changes. Display options, you can leave that alone. That's all good. Emails. This is very important because as well as going to a page that tells them about whether their donation was successful, they're also going to get a receipt to their email. And you want to make sure it's saying something that you want it to be saying. And personalizing it is definitely a good added touch if someone's giving to your church. So this is the donor emails section. I'm going to start out by going to the email settings. There's a default template you can use, and that should be fine. Logo, you are going to want to put your logo in here. So I'm going to choose this one. From name, make sure you change this to your church. And then from email, make sure that the from email is your email address. And save those changes. Contact information. This is where you can put in your details. And make sure that this admin email address is right. Save the changes. So this is pretty important, and I'm going to show you how to edit one. Alright, so we're going to edit this one. This is enabled. The email subject is donation receipt. And instead of that, I'm going to put thanks for giving to Grace Baptist Church. And then in the header it can say donation receipt. And this is the message. So obviously you want to go into all these emails and make sure that this says thank you for giving to your church name. And yeah, that looks nice. I don't mind how that is. So I'm going to save the changes. You can send yourself a test email if you want to see how it's going to look. And now we're going to look at making a give form itself. So we go back to donations and click on Give Online. At the very top, you're going to see donation option. You can have a multi-level or a set donation. Multi-level would be if you want to say, have boxes saying, give $10, give $25, give $50. But for the purposes of this, we want people to come in and have a set donation. They can either choose to do the set donation or they can put in their own information. So let's just say $10. Custom amount, yes. You need this to be enabled so that they can choose how much they want to give. Minimum and maximum amount. Custom amount text. This is going to be the placeholder text, and I put choose an amount. Form display. You want all the fields. And just go through all of these things and make sure that they are as you want them to be. If you look at registration, you can choose if you want them to register and log in, or do you want there to be no registration, things like that. I have donation goal disabled. Form content disabled. This is just if you want to add some text to explain what the form is about. We already have that on our web page. Terms and conditions. You can either have people accept certain terms and conditions before they give, and we're going to do the global option, which means whatever we put in the settings. And in the settings we said that they don't have to accept terms and conditions. That's what global option means. Offline donations, global option, which means yes. We are going to have whatever is in the settings. Email notifications, global options. So we've already done a lot of this work. And now we're going to come over here and update. Here it is. So you can type in a custom amount, decide what they want to choose for a payment method. So there you have it. That is how to have the giving functionality on your website configured. Next up, I'm going to show you how to use galleries. On the home page, you can see the Get Involved section has a gallery that has links. The other places that you're going to see this are on the About page for the blog, and then the leadership team, and then the blog carousel on the front page. So let's just go into the Get Involved layout, and I will show you how to change things in here. So the first thing we want to do is change this guy's mug, because he's not the lead pastor of this church. So what we want to do is make a new image and find a picture of the pastor, add that in, and you want to make sure that all the information is carried over. So we're going to make the title lead pastor, and then to make sure it goes to the right place, we're going to carry over this URL, but we want to make sure that this URL is going to go to our website, not template community. So you're going to take out template community and type in your website name. So Grace Baptist Church. Okay, now we're going to put him, drag and drop to where he should be, and then this one you can delete. Now the other thing that we've done is we've changed the sermons image from this one to this one. So I've already done this, but we can take this URL and put it in here, and then again change this to Grace Baptist Church, and then we can delete this one. And as you can see up here, now we have a new image here and here, and now we're going to test the functionality of that. We update the layout. Here we go. We're going to click here. Okay, so we're going to change one more thing, and I'm going to show you how to change the lead pastor image in the other gallery layout. If you go to your layouts, you'll see lead pastor, and we want to change this one too. So again, come down here, put a new image in, and I'm going to choose the wide shot for this one. And we are going to make sure all the information is carried over. Here you can change the name. Kevin, lead pastor. And you can write a description. You could write a little quote from the pastor, as I've done here. Or you can just write a little bio about him. And there doesn't need to be a click URL unless you want to make a page dedicated all about the pastor. So then you come over here, delete this one, update, and then you can refresh this page and you'll see it's changed. Next we're going to look at the menus. How do we switch what things are on our menu and change the navigation? These are the things that are currently on the menu. It's very long. Right now it's split up this way so that if you click on ministries, it takes you to a drop down of these 4. But I right now don't want all of these things to be in my menu, so I'm going to change it a little bit. So we're going to just drag these and drop them into place. Home, about, events, sermons, give. So those are all fine. Then I want Know Jesus to be next. Now I want the Contact Us page to be on there. So I'm going to come to Pages here, click on Contact Us, and press add to menu, and here it appears. Now I'm going to drag it up and drop it where I want it. And these things I don't want to be visible on the menu right now. One thing to recognize is if you want to have this in the future where there is a tab with a drop down menu, all you have to do is make a custom link by clicking here, custom links. For the URL, you just put a hashtag in there, and then link text you put ministries or whatever the main heading is that you want all of the subcategories to be under, and then press add that to the menu. But for the purposes of this video, I actually want to remove these things from the menu. It's very easy. You just press remove. And just to be clear, this is not deleting any pages. This is not getting rid of any content that you would be able to use later on. All it is just removing it from the main navigation menu. Blog, don't want that on there. Ministries, get rid of that. And now we have all of the pages that I want to be in the navigation for the main menu. So I'll save the menu, and I'll go back to this, refresh the page, and you're going to see that's just how I want it. So there's one other thing that I noticed about the menu that I would like to change. As you can see here, the functionality that this menu is set to is to have this little icon here in the corner, and you click on it and it has a vertical list. I don't really want that. I mean, that's a nice thing, nice design, but that's not how I want it for my church. I actually want all of the items aligned horizontally here. So I'll show you how to do that. You're going to go to Customize. You're going to come down to Navigation, which is where we change the logo. Click on Main Navigation, and you're going to see that it says here, Top Full Screen. That is the style that we have selected default. So you're going to come down and click Top. But you'll notice that nothing changes. Well, that's because there's another setting you have to change. It has this setting called Collapse Items, and that's default on, and you just have to click that off. And now all of your menu items will be aligned here at the top. So that's nice, and make sure that you press publish to have your menu just how you want it. The next section I want to show you about is tutorials. And you're going to find so many helpful resources in here. If you are new to web development, if you have never made a website before, this is really going to be helpful to you. As you can see, we have some free church websites videos which are very focused on free church websites platform. More of those will be populating, but down here you can see some just basic videos about how to structure things on the page. You have common blocks, formatting blocks, layout blocks, widget blocks, embed blocks, images, pages, media, posts, profile, SEO, which means search engine optimization, gravity forms. The next thing we're going to learn about is the account tab. If you go to this, you're going to be able to look at the plan that you have. It will say current at whatever plan you have, and it gives you information about it and how much per year it costs. You can change your plan, of course. Just remember that if you have your website all set up and you change your plan, It's definitely going to mess with your website because some of the functions might not be available to you. So if you go to free and you've got your website all set up with the community template, for example, you will then lose all of your content because the free plan doesn't support the community template. So here you're going to see the account status and billing information. You can choose to delete your account. Here's where your site is information, and we'll show you in another video how to sort out your custom domain, because not everybody wants their church website to say Grace Baptist Church 2.freechurchwebsites.com. The next thing we're going to look at is how to change the footer. This is the section down here at the bottom of the page. So we're going to go into Pages and look at the home page. You might think that it would be found here, but if you go to the bottom, it ends right at this contact info section. So where do you change that? What you're going to do is go to Customize, and you're going to click down to Footer. And here you're going to see what is in the container for the footer. So you're going to see that we have it set up where there are 3 widgets. 1 column footer, 2 column footer, and 3 column footer. So we want to change what information are in these widgets. So we're going to come down to widgets and open these up one by one and change them. So the first one is the office info. I'm going to make sure it's clicked to visual, and then we're going to copy and paste our information in here. Now this contact us section we want to make into a link. I'll show you how to do that. You're going to copy, you're going to select the text you want to turn into a link, click this link tab, and then you're going to see this open up. And if you are linking to a URL that you already have in your site, you can just simply type it in and then choose it from the drop down and apply it. So now this is a link that will connect to the Contact Us page. When you're done, click Done, and then press the arrow to go back. Press Publish after you do each thing that you want to keep, and it will go live to your site. Now we're going to do this second section called Follow Us. Now this is going to require some editing some HTML, but don't be nervous, this is very easy to do. Basically what we want to do is we want these to look the same, but we want them to go to different places. Right now this first icon is this section of text here. It's a list item, that is an icon, and the link part is where you see href, H-R-E-F. When you see that, you'll see the URL that each of these icons are going to link to. So this first icon is going to link to the Twitter homepage. That's not where you want it to go. You want it to go to your church's Twitter page. So I'm going to go to the Free Church website's Twitter page. I'm going to take this, which is to make sure that it goes to the right place. And then I'm going to click here and paste it in. Now I'm going to go down to the Facebook and do the same thing. Facebook is the second one, and I'm going to look to the href, it says facebook.com, and I am going to grab this part and paste it in there. Make sure that it comes after this / and inside these two quotes. Now this next section is the Instagram button, and my church doesn't have an Instagram, so I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. All you need to do is select this text starting at li, ending at li, and then delete. But before you delete, I'm going to hang on to it because there might be a time in the future that we do set up an Instagram, and so I want to keep it, so I'm going to paste it in a Google Doc and title it. That way in the future, if I did want to put in an Instagram, I could just copy and paste that right in here wherever I wanted it on the list, and it would be in there. So the final list item is the YouTube account. So I'm going to find the href here, and I'm going to take all of this where it says channel and then the channel code. I'm going to copy those two and put those in, and then click done and publish it. Okay, now we're going to do the final one, which is the service times, and then we're going to test the footer out. Okay, we're going to make sure it's click to visual, get rid of this. You want to put your church's service times in. Make sure you're not confusing people. Okay, so that's all looking good. Now we're going to press publish, and we're going to go to the home page and refresh, and then we're going to test all these buttons out. Okay, alright, open link in a new tab, and it went to the right Twitter page. There it is. And YouTube, that's the channel. For the last section on this tutorial, we are going to look at the e-commerce aspect of your website. Now there's a reason why I'm doing this last. It's because most churches don't want to have an online shop. Maybe you do. I don't know. But for the most part, this is going to be only relevant for those churches that do have some kind of a gift shop and do want to do that kind of a function. It is a great way to sell your products, Bibles or church logo t-shirts or books or CDs to people. So I don't know if you're going to use this or not, but if you want to use it, you can. Otherwise, the video's done. So here we go. What we're going to do first of all is we're going to undraft our pages that relate to the shop. So we're going to click the cart page, checkout, and come down to shop. So we are going to edit these, change the status to published so that we can work with them. So now you can see checkout, it says is published. So come to e-commerce tab and click settings. Alright, so we're going to go to the general settings first, and you're going to put in the information about where your shop is located. So that's going to be your church address. Then you're going to look at the general options. So these are going to be very specific to you. For me, I don't want to sell to all countries. I want to sell to the specific country of United States. Shipping locations. I am going to ship to all the countries I sell to, which is only one. Default customer location. You can click the shop base address, and then this is where your default customers will be. Enable tax rates and calculations. Yes, please. Enable coupon codes. Calculate coupon discounts sequentially. Yes, we want to do that. Choose your currency. We want United States dollar. Currency position left. Save those changes. Those are very important things to have in place. And now we are going to go to products. We're going to set the shop page. So you might prefer pounds and, I don't know, inches if you're in America. We're going to enable the product reviews. Save the changes. So let's go into products now and create a product. So we are going to be selling a KJV Bible. And you'll see these really handy bubbles pop up that will help guide you through this. For our long description, this is going to be our long description here. And we are going to just grab some random text that is longer to put in there. So you describe this in detail what it is, and then down here in the product data is where you would put more information. So the product data, this is a simple product because it is not going to be sold virtually or downloadable. So we're going to have it like that. You're going to choose the price, the regular price. So we're going to do $24.99, and the sale price is going to be $15.99. We're going to schedule that from now until next week. So taxable, standard, and now you're going to see the regular price and the sale price. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this before we go any further so that you can take a look at the product. So here we go. You can see that there's no image there yet, but it says the title, the original price and the sale price that is right now, and the quantity, and then add to cart. And here is the long description, and as we change some more things, you're going to see how this progresses. Alright, so we're going to come down here again and click inventory. You can put an SKU number in if you know that. And you're going to click this to manage stock at the product level. You're going to decide how many Bibles do you have. Let's say we have 20 Bibles to sell, and we don't want to allow back orders. We just want to sell these 20 and then get another shipment and then sell those 20. And the low stock threshold will make 2. Alright, shipping. Tell them how much it weighs. Let's just say 2 pounds. Alright, linked products. So actually, let's just update this and let you take a look. So now you can see that it's telling the customer there's 20 in stock. And if I go try to add 20 to the cart, oh, I can buy 20, but it won't let me add any more than 20. Okay. And then down here in the additional information, you can see the weight and the dimensions. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's look at the linked products. This would be if you had products that you wanted to show at the bottom to say, if you like this, maybe you want to look at this. Upsells and cross-sells. So that you can do once you have more products in your shop. But we can't do that right now because this is our first product. Product attributes. And if you wanted to put a purchase note on the product, this Bible will change your life. And we want to enable reviews. So we've got this clicked. If we unclick this and update, we're going to see over here that where there were reviews, now all it says is additional information, no reviews. So I think that we want to keep that in there. Now we're going to come up here and we're going to do these side sections. So we want to make a category for this, and the category is books. And specifically, the child category is Bibles. So this is both a book and a Bible. Okay, you can add a product tag to help your customers find it. You can set a product image, which is quite important, really. It's very important because you want to make sure that people can see it. I'm going to call the title KJV Bible. If you have a video about your product, you can put the URL in here. And if you have other images about your product, you can put them in here. I don't have any other images, but just to show you where they'd pop up, I am going to put these images in. So that will give you an idea of where it will show up. And down here is the product short description. Okay, now we're going to update this and I'll show you how this looks. Okay. Alright, so it's saying that I'm trying to add another 20 to the cart. I don't need to do that. Alright, so this is the main image of the Bible, the title of the Bible, the pricing, and then here's the short description. This is why it's very important to do that section, because this gives the description up here, whereas the other description is down here, and people might not even look down there. You can see there's 20 in stock, and there it gives you problems if you try to add more than 20. And then here are the categories: Bibles and books, and the tag is Bible. So if we go back to the shop, we'll see the one product, and it says sale 36%. So, and down here you can see the description, the additional information, and the reviews. So people can come in and review your products. Yes, so let's take a look at the cart. So we want to go to the cart, and it has this nice side view that comes up. So we have ordered 20 KJV Bibles. We want to view the cart. Here it is. So then we're going to proceed to the checkout. And this is where you put your billing details and see your order. And then you can place order. But, oh dear, sorry, it seems there are no available payment methods for your state. So this looks good and everything, but now we need to configure the settings to make sure that people can actually buy our products. So we are going to go to eCommerce, back to settings, and we're going to go to payments. So we want to enable the ways that we want to be paid. First of all, this is if you want to take payments in person, a direct bank transfer. I'm not going to do that. Check payments, yes, you can come to my church and bring a check and give me the money, or cash. Cash on delivery, have your customers pay with cash upon delivery. This is good because yes, if you come to my church and buy the product, I will let you do that. And then PayPal is important. So let's set these up. First of all, check payments. All right, please send a check to. And this is where you put in the instructions. Okay, let's manage this one. Cash on delivery description. And you're not going to accept that for a virtual order. Okay, save those changes. Back to payments. Now PayPal, enable PayPal standard so they can pay you right on your website through PayPal, using their PayPal or using a credit card. So the title is PayPal, via PayPal, okay. Alright, this is all good. Alright, so this invoice prefix you want to change to GBC, Grace Baptist Church. Okay, this is all good. Let's save the changes. The next thing that we're going to look at is emails, because you want to have all these settings right. So here are all of the emails that customers, quote unquote, will receive. And from name, you need to change this. Grace. From address, put in your email address. This is how you can edit the actual, what the template's going to look like. And this will give you an idea of what it will look like. Here you can put what the footer text should be, the colors, and save the changes. So I just wanted to say the site title. I don't need it to say the information, how I built it. And I'm going to change the color to more of a nice turquoise. There we go. Looks gorgeous. All right. And now let's go back to the shop. Okay, so here's my shop page. I'm going to click on my product I want to buy. I want to buy one of these. And update my cart. proceed to the checkout, please. And I'm going to put all my information in, and then I can either have a check payment or a PayPal payment. This is looking good.